Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Let me know if I'm coming in clear because there's an issue with my channel going live, and those are financial crimes, and we have to get to the bottom of whoever is blocking me from going live because I'm supposed to get messages out on my channel and I'm supposed to have large audiences because I keep getting messages that I have over millions of views on my videos and that somebody is taking my monetization and I'm getting Russia. Now, I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I believe it was around 2021. Many influencers in our community, the political community, our content magically ended up on YouTube. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I do. And I was extremely uncomfortable because I had a lot of posts at that time that were around the Russian oligarchs and Trump. And when I went to YouTube to check the views of those videos of mine, which were stolen, they were in the millions. And I was like, how is this even possible that my videos are on YouTube right now in the millions? So I don't know if you guys remember any of that, but these are huge financial crimes. And that is exactly when they attacked my monies and my finances and essentially began the trafficking program, the MK Ultra program, which I've talked about on here. So let me know if I'm coming in choppy right now or not, because they put you in a dead zone. Okay, I was getting messages, I was getting put in the Air Force dead zones, part of the trafficking Space Force programs, okay? Linked to, I was getting very strong ties to Texas feds, and obviously linked to Colorado and to Florida. What a biggie. I mean, what a shock. So let me know. Hi, Rose. Let me know if I'm choppy or not. I'm getting Hotel Gansevoort is coming up right now in links to whatever that messaging is. A boutique hotel in, I want to say it's the meatpacking district, Manhattan. I'm also getting Swarovski linked to this. I was getting messages that Swarovski attacked me very early on when they found out that we knew that they had basically seized the money portals through a NASA project linked to the Egyptian pyramids, and they got pissed. I don't know if any of that is even coming through clear or not. Okay, good. I'm glad that I'm coming through clearly. It was like a huge issue getting on here. 5G network is coming up with those messages. And there's just a lot of stuff that is happening right now. I think it's pretty obvious that our country is like not right. And it has just been getting like progressively worse. And so right now we have to get to the bottom of everything. I have the Texas feds coming in again. This message has been repeating a lot. I have seen a Russian warlock take my life connected to the Texas feds and their CIA. And I've also gotten very strong links to the Bushes in terms of the oil industry, okay, and how it all ties back in to the monies. And the oil industry has Al Qaeda in their pockets, okay? They have basically contract killers like within minutes, okay? They have a network that is set up that is so strong that they can bring in terrorist groups on a dime. And it all goes back to all of that. You see here. So I'm obviously going to get a lot of trolls on here. And so I'm going to try to just mediate as best as I can. I have SpaceX coming in very strongly with this infiltration. I've talked about Elon for years on my channel, but I thought I was getting like no views on any of those videos. But I'm thinking I probably got a lot more views than I realized. And I'm getting Ivanka Vunky Head connected to Elon right now out of Manhattan. So a lot of this network is starting to freaking, I guess, unveil. He was directly connected to the Mars projects, okay, going on with Donald Trump in like 2018. There's like, she does like photo ops at NASA, of course. I'm Bonky. I don't even care. I'm just gonna have fun today because I don't know. This is how I normally am. But when I have to edit and film my videos, it's like, you know, the personality doesn't always come through. I have Penske deals. So I had a message that I was part of a Penske deal, okay, linked to the Merchant Marines. And I was finally getting this information around, I want to say it was like 2023. It was the time period that I was getting that information. So it's something where they were putting our contracts into these military deals through Black Ops, which is like paramilitary. Okay. So, oh my God, right under it, Black Ops. Black Ops. So the thing with Black Ops and the paramilitary is that they could be hired by anyone. So it could literally be monies coming in from a foreign dignitary and then coming through as a black operation with U.S. trained paramilitary that are working against U.S. citizens. So it's a form of warfare. And this is the big thing about Blackwater and why it is so dangerous. And this is the thing around Eric Prince, is like why we can't get a handle on any of this. Because we all know that he is tied in to the Bushes and into Dick Cheney, okay? So it's the entire network. Now, I didn't know this, but his father is, and he was an auto guy. So I didn't know that because I kept getting all of these messages around all of these, I kept getting messages around like all of these car companies, okay? And the car companies I was getting like one by one was starting to basically like sign on to this dark agenda that was connected to Havana Syndrome, which was really part of a global trafficking network where they would basically sell people on the black market through military contracts, which is through the U.S., through the U.S. tax bonds, because every U.S. citizen is worth a certain price, okay? And this is part of what Steven Mnuchin was brought in to do for the Treasury Department. And he is from Goldman Sachs, okay, Manhattan. And so then he had Kelly Loeffler, who was also part of his cabinet. Oh, look what I'm getting. They sold U.S. secrets. What the hell? I knew it. Like, I knew this. I knew they sold our secrets. I knew it. So if for some reason they somehow did this through the banks, because they kept always getting it connected back to the banks, okay? And it always connected back to the NASDAQ. And that was all the technology, guys. Because when you look up the NASDAQ, that's like Apple, Microsoft, Meta. It's like all of that. And it's like, casting agents, casting spells. It's so funny because I just got Dance Moms too. Dance Moms came in. Dance Moms has come up quite a bit as well. The reality TV show circuit is all connected to Donald Trump, Manhattan, okay? With The Apprentice, that's like Mark Burnett. And that's, I think, what comes in with all of it. The Kardashians, etc., etc. So it's a huge network that they were growing. And I was really concerned when I came on my channel. I think I came on the end of 2022, like almost crying and being like, I'm really concerned for our country right now. Like stuff's not right. I see them targeting all of these women in power, specifically going after women. And that's when I started to get messages around like genocide agendas. I was getting a lot of the messages around them breaking into the divine, breaking into the sacred, getting sacred codes, breaking into Stargates. And they were doing a lot of work at that time with the Halcyon Collider that was being operated by CERN. Okay, and CERN is out of Switzerland. And I think that might link back to Swarovski, to be honest. Because I know that it all links back, and they're a big part of it, the funding for this. And I think that might also go into the Panama Papers, which was unveiled around, I want to say 2018. And the Panama Papers is all about the offshore bank accounts. So it's really important that I keep seeing sold the US secrets, like it just keeps coming up. I think it's obvious they sold our secrets because you can tell that our country is falling apart right now. And you can tell that we don't have like any type of homeland security. Okay, we can tell that we have an imposter in the freaking White House and an election that didn't even happen. And I know people don't want to say that because they're like, but people voted and this and blah, blah, blah. But it was like pre-slated. It was preordained. So I was getting messages they didn't even count the votes, guys. Like they didn't even count Kamala's votes, okay? That's the messages I was getting. Now they'll delete that stuff, okay? They'll delete it out of whatever the energy fields are. They'll delete the Akashic record for it so you can't find it. But send it love. Send it lots of love and then see how the energy comes back up. Because I'm telling you, it was already pre-slated that he was going to win. Because I know I was around all of them in this stupid freaking headset because I'm like trapped in their freaking metaverse. Again, they sold the US secrets. It's like they already planned this. Okay, so everything was planned. So when I was dealing directly like they don't even want me talking about this right now. Like I'm getting yelled at if I mention certain things like right now. And I don't even know who they are. Like that's yelling at me if they're like good people or not. But like it's like they don't want the information to get out. You know what I mean? So how do we get rid of the metaverse? Well, it's definitely come to light that they have infiltrated the Stargates. And I think that's like a really big component to this. And he has infiltrated the star systems. I believe that he is, thank you, Northern Skies. I believe that because they're operating at a higher space than us in space right now, that they have an advantage over us. So when I was sending out commands through whatever, I don't know, whoever I was working for, even though I didn't get paid a dime, and I don't think anyone listened, I told them they had to clear space out completely. They had to clear it. That was over a year ago, guys. I was commanding them to clear space of all of Elon's technologies, SpaceX. So whoever didn't follow those orders and commands, they will all go to prison. They will get imprisoned for not listening to those commands because they knew who I was. They knew who I was at that point. in time, they knew who I was. So it's like right now, our country is like half in denial, and then like the other half knows what's going on. And it's like we are all waking up. But the thing is that the people that actually know the most about what happened to our country are the people who are not in our country. It is our allies, our real ones, not Trump's allies, like the real allies of the United States of America, the ones he turned his back on. They actually know the truth. So it's like we're not going to be looking to our own country for the truth telling right now because our country has been under attack. The people that actually know what happened to our country are our allies. So what's going to happen is that that's going to be the truth that comes in. They're going to have the concrete evidence of really what happened, who was trying to protect the United States, who was sending in the commands, and then who was not operating correctly in the U.S. Now I'm hearing people are shitting themselves right now. I can see U.S. military is shitting themselves. And I've told them, you will be going to fucking the worst. Like you have no fucking clue. Because I know who they are. I know who they are. Because I've been stuck around their dumb asses. I have had to fight against our own military. Okay, I have had to fight against their gaslighting, their illusions, their egos, their narcissism. They're fucking ugly, okay? But I'm telling y'all, it's the other countries that know the freaking truth. And so how it's gonna come in is that these people are gonna be facing the wrath of their crimes against our country. And they thought they were protected by all their freaking KKK generals, okay? They believe that they're part of the white nationalist, white supremacy, okay, deep state. And the deep state is the KKK, okay? That's the deep state white nationalist agendas. You can read about it on targetedjustice.com. They also mention the Texas feds being in on it, FEMA, okay, disaster relief being in on it, okay? They talk about the locations in Colorado. Okay, they talk about the certain generals that are involved. Now, the specific general I was handled by, my handler was Lieutenant General Thomas Bergeson. That was my general, okay, who was like basically up against me every freaking single day, okay? And General Mike Flynn. Those were the two that I got to freaking get attacked by, and Eric Prince. And Eric Prince was commanding them, okay? And he also commands a lot of the celebrities. So they don't really understand, but the celebrity handlers are linked into our own militias, which are all tied into the dark agendas, because that's where the money is coming from, and the monies are funding it. So many of our celebrities are trapped in their handler systems. The handler systems are all intelligence officers, and they're trained. Most of them are trained in our country or maybe in Canada. Okay? And so I was seeing, when I was trying to unveil who was keeping this one celebrity trapped, because I saw him being trafficked through the metaverse, through a lot of our interactions, I saw Eric Prince owned him. And I was like, he's my owner. So like, how is he owning you? So that's when I started to look into the military contracts, okay? And that's when I started to really start like figuring out what contracts I was part of. So I was a Penske deal, and that's automotive. And that Eric Prince is the automotive industry. That's his father's industry. So it makes sense that I would be put into an automotive weapons, or not a weapon, but a military contract, okay? And it is a very hard, pill to swallow when you know the truth, okay? You know the truth of what's really, really going on. And I have tried to rescue these celebrities. I have tried to help them. I have tried to post videos helping them. But what happens is that their handlers, which are connected to Russian oligarchs, will make them come in and hurt me and attack me. So one of those people I named as my attackers was Billie Eilish. Now, Billie Eilish, when I named my attackers in the metaverse video, I said I'm not naming these people because I'm trying to cause anything or to hurt anyone. I'm naming them because the information has to get out. And that's a very key thing, because you have to understand that a lot of these people are owned. I have the tower card coming in around this. So I saw the news story break of Billie Eilish, okay? I saw it break around her, around, you know, her being owned, okay? There was a man that held a pillowcase outside of the KTLA radio tower, because these are radio towers that are connected to our energy fields. That's part of the 5G network. And said, "Free Billie Eilish." And on the back it said, "MK Ultra, sex slaves, Donald Marshall, clones." Okay? So I knew she was in the program. Not only that, but I had close personal ties to Billie Eilish. And the thing is that how these networks operate is that they have eyes on you since you could possibly be almost like a little kid, okay? You know, it's not a coincidence that you're tied in the way you do, okay? I'm just like kind of letting you know, I gotta plug this in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get juice on this thing right now, because I feel like I'm gonna lose power or lose my phone in some way. So anyways, like with Billie Eilish, I knew that stuff was wrong with her, okay? And I had that awareness. But what happens is then they create a contract with Billie Eilish's people, okay? And then she gets like almost like assigned to me through her cult or whatever it is. And however it comes in, it's like it's like they end up going after you, okay? They'll go after you because they don't have a choice. And it's like everyone in their group in some way is owned, okay? And so we've witnessed a lot of that with P. Diddy. We've witnessed a lot of that going on with Justin Bieber, okay? It's all the same network though, okay? So you have to understand that if you want to get to the bottom of like really who's running the show, because you could easily blame P. Diddy, okay? You can easily go, he's a, you know, he's a threat to society, he's abusive, he's misogynistic, okay? You can easily put him in all of those categories. But you have to understand at the end of the day, he's also being handled, okay? So you have to think about who's handling P. Diddy and where that money is coming from and what operation that is, okay? The same thing goes for Kanye. You have to listen to also what they're saying to you. A lot of them are telling you what's going on in their music and their lyrics. A lot of times they're expressing to you what's going on, okay? Now, I was personally attacked by P. Diddy in this metaverse because he was sent in, okay, to attack me. And, you know, I know the deals that go on. I understand. But the thing is that when you're dealing with people like Donald Trump, you're dealing with a maturity level of a 5-year-old, okay? And so they operate very similarly to the show Gossip Girl, if any of you guys have watched the show Gossip Girl at all, okay? Like they are dealing on a 5-year-old mentality and everything is gossip within their spectrum. So however things come in is like through hearsay, it is also coming in through a military operation. So there are professional paramilitary or people that come in who are chaos agents, who specifically cause chaos, okay? Types of portals within this metaverse intentionally by design to turn people against one another, to freaking sow fear, to hate, to create enemies amongst people, amongst celebrities, amongst teams. Because you have to understand, if we were to come together and have a form of camaraderie, all right, between, let's just say, okay, celebrities within their own group, let's just say several celebrities start coming together and banding together, okay, in a way that could possibly threaten this type of military operation going on in the back. They're going to freak out about that. They're going to want to separate those celebrities out. So if these two celebrities are coming together and they're too powerful, they're going to separate them out unless they're online or in part of their agenda. So their agendas are funded by our military agendas. I want to say that's because that's where the money is. A lot of the money is fueling and coming in from those weapons contracts, okay? And so I was getting a lot of messages around Hollywood really is just like a weapon altogether. And when you look at the writing, it's all in the writing for every film, for all the different movies. You can see the writing. I don't even know what I was watching the other day. I think I was watching like The Hangover. And like, it was like they were naming all of the different agendas. Like all of a sudden they found a baby in a closet and they were in Vegas. And it was like random stuff. But like if now that I have been in these portals and I know what their agendas are, if I just saw that in a movie, I would know how they were operating like right away. Because there was a huge baby agenda that followed right after that movie. Okay? And so you have to just understand that it's already in the writing. So they're telling you what the agendas are in all of the freaking films. Like every one of them, in fact. So it is like really, really like an interesting thing. This is a crock of crap. So I think it's just a time where we all just have to unveil everything right now and just like keep staying to the light, because essentially these money agendas are what is creating the black ops agendas linked to a paramilitary, linked to essentially putting a democracy last, okay? And is essentially what got our country fully infiltrated. So it's really interesting because, you know, Donald Trump has sowed a lot of fear around people at the border, and that, you know, these immigrants are out to kill us. They're going to get us. They pay a lot of money to bring forth people, like one person who has a random interaction with an illegal immigrant that happened to be very bad, and then they'll pay a lot of money to get that video to go viral or that story to go viral. And you have to understand, in my opinion, the most dangerous immigrants to me right now are Russians. And it's not at the freaking border, okay? And so you have to understand that everything they are freaking selling you, okay, is an agenda, okay? Okay, they're all here. They're all freaking. So it's like you just have to understand that the real threats don't deem themselves as threats, and they're not coming up in the Donald Trump rhetoric, okay? They're not even coming up because they're meant to be hidden, okay? They're meant to be hidden. You want to know what the second biggest weapon is on U.S. soil? Chinese-owned corporations. Because they're not buying up our corporations because they love us. You know what I mean? So, and that's where the power lies, guys. So you have to understand where the money is coming in. There's a reason that the China balloon never got shot down, okay? The China weather balloon never got shot down, okay? And there's a reason that there was an operating secret Chinese police station, okay, operating out of Manhattan. And there's a reason that there was like a huge Tyson's Corner brothel bust, okay, of Chinese women connected to some of our top politicians, connected to the White House, and why we haven't seen a follow-up of that story at all, and none of them were named. you know, it's kind of like one of those things where it's happening, but nothing is like getting done. So I want to just speak to just the fact that everybody here is being sent in through my V2K device, and they're all here to heckle me. They're all here to make it seem like nothing I'm saying is real, nothing is factual. Everything they do is paid for and bought by Saudi Arabia and Russia right now. But Russia's broke, so it's Saudi Arabia now has the money, okay? So everything is designed to make people like me who are telling the truth to appear in 3D like we don't know what we're talking about, to defame us, to make it look like I only have 120 people watching this right now, which I know is complete BS because I will get off of here and it'll tell me a completely different count. And to make me believe that my channel only has X amount of subscribers after 7 years and only gets X amount of views because it's somebody else in Russia profiting off of me. And they've been exploiting me and making money off of me for years. 4 years. And so this is just how it all goes. So anyways, I think right now it is just people are just going to try to come in and heckle us. They will pay as much money as possible to freaking make us frustrated, to make us give up, to make us feel blocked. There's a witch hooked up to my energy field right now. I have somebody hooked into my life force energy right now. Earlier today, they were trying to get me out of the country to go to Guadalajara, okay? That was like around the same time that Mexico was freaking yelling about Donald Trump. Shit is not right in our country, okay? And you can choose to follow the batshit, or you can choose to be a warrior and a hero and stop being a freaking sheepdog who's afraid of their own shadow. Right now, it is time to step the F up. And I have been tired of dealing with the 5-year-old babies that have been sent in to diminish me, destroy me, dissect me, and murder me. So I will leave you all there. I reported them again through ICE yesterday, and more investigations are following. And I will continue to report their human trafficking, their torture systems. I will continue to report their financial crimes, their murder crimes. I will continue to support because every one of you right now is being watched by federal agents and they have your names.